Welcome back to Nikki's Scrapbooking Adventures. Today we're going to talk about my Scrappy notebook. I kind of mentioned it in the last video, but I thought I would do a deeper dive because I promised I would. So let's do it. So this is a Happy Planner notebook that I got on super clearance. This is their, I think their mini notebook or something like that. And I ended up adding this. It's just a Martha Stewart pencil holder. It just goes right on top. Beautiful. I've added some tabs, as you can see. They came with, it looks like 3 tabs. And I added 3 more because I felt like I needed it. Let's go over my tabs for a second. We've got to do. We've got pages, albums, prompts, techniques, and lists. Okay. In addition, I just added a little bit of a pocket here, just in case I wanted to stick some inspiration or somebody's card or whatever, you know, in here. I can absolutely do that. I honestly haven't used this enough to really do it again, but my notebook's not falling apart yet, so I don't feel like I need to replace it. So the reason I chose to do the Happy Planner is because you can remove the tabs and the pages and all those kinds of things and rearrange them. I don't personally like writing on the left-hand side of a notebook. I'm right-handed, this thing gets in the way, I just don't. So what this allows me to do is say I'm done writing on the one page, say I'm done writing on this page, I can just flip it over and I've got a brand new stinking page. And look at that. Isn't that awesome? In addition, say I want my first page to actually be what my current ideas are. I can move it from the middle of my notebook to the front of my notebook without an issue. Just peel it off and put it on. Not a big deal. Now you might notice that the papers from the notebook actually have this colored spine, but this one doesn't. This is actually 110-pound cardstock that I was able to punch myself. Now there are plenty of punches out there you can get. I personally have the We Are Memory Keepers. And I keep my letter punch board and my planner punch board together in this handy dandy filing thing. I think they used to use this for index cards or something or other. Found it for like 50 cents at a garage sale, and it fits all my letters and everything perfectly. So I've got the word punch board and the planner punch board. There's no different, there's only one difference on these two boards. Okay? And it's the back. So the planner punch board has the planner style instructions for your specific planner. I have the Mambi Mini. So the paper size is 7 by 4.5. Okay. I confirmed it's 7 by 4.5. I wrote it right here just so I knew if I wanted to make pages, it's in both places. 7 by 4.5 and 7 by 4.5. This is really hard to read. So I need good light and I got to put it real close to my eyes and all this kind of stuff. But what it comes with are these punches that are specific to ring style planners, notebooks, all that kind of stuff. So they have here the Mambi Mini, Classic, Big, and then they've got Maggie Holmes, Circle, Letter, Junior, Compact, and A4. So this tool is nice because it gives you where you would need to place these things in order to match the planner size that you're using for these ring notebooks. So 2 punches and I'm done with 1 page, which is great. You can buy me and my big ideas, that's what MAMB stands for, punch board themselves, but it's a lot more expensive than just getting the We Are Memory Keepers planner punch board. And it only fits this style ring bound planner. I have other planners or notebooks that are ring bound and they're not MAMB because I would prefer to have this 4.5 by 8.5. So a half of a letter size. 4.5 by 5.5 or whatever, you know, the letter size, half of a letter size notebook, but this was on sale. I wanted to try it. I wanted to be able to add pages, so I just bought the punch board. Easy peasy. Again, these are interchangeable. So this says punch board, but this is the bottom. Who cares? I can then use my punch board with my punch board pieces and then look at the back. So it's whatever. I think you get, if you buy the punch board, you get the pieces, you get the back. That's all you need. I'll list this down below, so if you are interested in getting one, I highly recommend it. I love the fact that I can move my pages around. So let's dive deeper into the tabs. So I've got to do. So to do, in my mind, is anything that I have to do in my Scrappy land. We talked about last time how if I check off something on my to-do list, then I get to increase a hexagon, right? So creating a video, editing, and uploading is going to be a hexagon. Not just videoing, but editing and uploading, because that's where I get stuck. So you can see a previous to-do list was a vacuum the car, duct cleaning, put JJ's clothes away, switch 3 with 6 months clothes, organize bins in his room. Clearly I just needed to write down my list, and then I got it done eventually. But page is full. I don't need to erase. I don't care. I can just flip this right over. So that's not necessarily a crafty to-do, but it's a to-do. So then you can see I've got here, at one point in the beginning of the year, I was actually tracking how many layouts I was doing in the year. I do quite a bit. I'm in my scrapbook quite a bit. But the point of this page was to, 1, count the layouts, 2, put a calendar in front of my face so I could figure out when I was going to upload videos, because that was a struggle in the very beginning. Now I know my schedule Saturday, Wednesday. I need to at least get my video ready to go, edited, and uploaded on Friday night. But that's okay, right? And then down here, if I had ideas for videos that kept coming to my mind and I just didn't know when I was going to do it, I would go ahead and use this checklist. So alpha stamps, we talked about that back in January. We talked about photos. We talked about different photo sizes. Also, very good videos. If you haven't checked those out, highly, highly recommend. We go over the photo size guides and the project life and how I get different photo sizes. But anywho, off topic. Go check those videos out. So that's what I use this little dealie for. Now I'm pretty much caught up. I'm letting inspiration take me with my videos. So I was inspired to show you my crafty notebook, right? See, in April, I don't even remember what I did in April, honestly. I filled it out, but I never actually used it. And that's okay. You know, don't feel bad about not using your planner or not using your notebooks, because there's seasons in your life when you need it, and when there's seasons in your life when you don't. And that's absolutely okay. You know, everybody is gung-ho about January 1st, I'm going to start my planner. Yeah, start your planner. Keep using it if you want to. If you don't feel like you need it, then oh well. Here's November. Clearly I needed it, right? I needed to make sure that I actually had my photos uploaded and all that kind of stuff. Okay, next section is pages. So another reason I wanted my punch board was so that I could create my own custom pages in Word and then print and cut them out. So this is an example of one of the pages that I did. And then it's just a grid, right? So it keeps track of what page ideas I have. If I've printed the photos, dated the photos, and scrapped the photos. That's what PDS means. And this really works. This is really, really, really works. I love the fact that if I come up with an idea, I can write it down. I don't necessarily need to print the photo. But once my idea is done, I can put a check mark there and it's scrapped. Right? So I have not done my favorite books/authors page yet. I don't have any photos to print, and I'm not really in the mood to print this, but I do have a kit that's ready to go when I am in the mood. And then I can just scratch that off. So say I'm in a slump, and I'm like, dang it, I don't know what I'm in a scrapbook about. I've got this list here to spark an idea. Kansas City bridges and trees. Love the skylines in Kansas City. I can easily pull pictures off online if I need to for those. I just need to print them and then scrap it. Coping with COVID or 7-day routine. I've got my COVID kit done, but I haven't printed the pictures yet or what I'm going to do. So that's fine. Different hair colors. I did do that already. So those are the pages. Those are individual pages. And it just keeps going. And because this is a file on my computer, I can just print and cut. Not a big deal. Now, this is a Word document. So I literally print 2 pages to 1 and cut the 7 by 4.5. And then I punch it with my punch board. This is just normal letter paper. This is what I was doing before. Or if I have more details about my grandma, in this case, or my grandpa, that can go here. What I ended up doing is I had my notebook with me. I wanted to write down what somebody was saying. And so I just took it off this page because it was a blank and just put it here. Now I've got a new spot for page ideas, right? If I'm in a scurry, I'm just going to go ahead and write what I need to write, and then I'll probably end up putting it in here, or I just leave it right here and check it off when it's done. Right? Okay, so we've done to-do and pages. Now we're on albums. Again, another pre-designed, printed page. So this is in 2021, and this is my month in review guide, right? So I just went through my photos, picked the ones that I was going to print in my Project Life app, but then I also put down the event and date so that when I get my Project Life photos, I just look at this and I can write the date on the back. Clearly I stopped in October, November, December. Again, I didn't need it then, I guess. So I didn't need to use my notebook, but it's here if I needed it. And at that time, I needed it. So this photo style was 8 horizontal, 8 vertical, 2x3 photos, and 2 vertical, 4x6 photos. Next album. So our next page is my Advice from Mom album. So clearly I've scrapped a couple. Again, same printed, dated, scrapped format. So that's consistent throughout my pages. I put your face your fears, don't stick out your tongue, and write down your ideas and goals. So those 3 ideas are already scrapped in my Advice from Mom album. Here's my Joe and Junior album. So my son's not actually a junior, but my husband loves to call him Junior. That's why it's Joe and Junior. Whatever. So if I come up with ideas or pictures that I really want to scrap and put in that album, I'll go ahead and put it down here. My other album is JJ's NICU. JJ post NICU, so that would be 2021, 2022. Already did those. And then I just have a couple blank pages. Even my month in review is a little bit blank. And this is what I was doing before in my month in review. Before I had that handy dandy deal. Okay. So that is my albums. Next is prompts. So this section is for when I am stuck and I have no idea what to scrapbook. I don't have a story. I can't find anything that's inspiring in my page ideas. I don't have a specific collection that I want to work with. That's where I come with to this section. So if I hear somebody talking about what load prompt they had on YouTube, Janet does that a lot. She talks about the load prompts. I'll go ahead and write it down. Look at a lot of load, okay? Other things that inspire me are songs or sayings or phrasing. Life was meant for, don't you love it? No, but, oh, don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad by AGR. See, that was a song. Everything little thing will be okay is a song. So things that inspire me that I do eventually want to scrapbook or want to do. So again, here's an example where don't like writing on the left hand side of the page. So on the back of this is more load prompts. I've got story starters. Somebody was doing this on Facebook and then never continued it, and that's okay. Whatever. There's some story starters. Allie Edwards is big about the one word, and so the one word was watch for this stamp set, and I just wrote down everything that I could think of for the word watch based on her stamp set. So those one word story kits. I mean, look at all this inspiration that I have here. Okay. Yeah. I just flipped this over. This means nothing to me. I have no idea what this was, but I flipped it over and I got a whole new page. Okay, here's techniques. So this is when I'm watching a YouTube video and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. For example, using inks to color letters. You just dip or whatever, you know, half the letter. And there you go. Using circles to make a scallop. So you can see I drew a little line with scallops. Using border strips to create banners. So I told myself where to score. Using a circle punch to create leaves. So you punch the circle, you punch inside the circle, and you got 2 circles. And then you can do another punch on the opposite side of the circle and get another leaf. Look at that. So these are inspirations. Now, I think this is something that Laura Alberts came up with, was the page kit cheat sheet or something. And then I've got knockoff kits that I want to make here. I've got embellishment ideas. More embellishment ideas. And then I've got resources also here. So Page Maps is a great resource for free. Layout guides, I can't think of what they're called right now. Sketches. You've got Scrapbook Generation sketches. You've got Scrapbook.com and their titles. You got the perfect title. Jennifer McGuire is where you can find all the sales. Scrapping Reflections is a store I want to check out. You got mood boards for inspiration. One Mommy Scrapping is another YouTuber. Things that spark some inspiration at some point. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them there. Right? Things that are free. Like I think I'm harperfinch.blogspot.com has free digital kits. Then talking about gesso, like what it is, what it does, all that kind of stuff. And then just extra pages that I can write down techniques in the future. And then we kind of went over this list. So a lot of it's the wish list. Another is just my YouTube analyzing. So what videos had the most views, any design team calls that I want to be on, any other like Filled in star stamp is something I'm looking for. Cascading heart dies is something I'm waiting for. Actually, I've already got that, so I can go ahead and check that off. Look at that. I want a Christmas tree punch. I've got as much as I can of the Bo Bunny Beautiful. I need orange light green ribbon. Those kinds of things. So anything that I feel like I need to do. And that, my friends, is my Scrappy notebook. It pretty much always stays on my desk, and if I come up with an idea, I grab it, grab my pencil, and write it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like me to send you this template, you can go ahead and email me. I'll put my email list down below and I can go ahead and email it to you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 750 subscribers by the end of the year. And I will see you next time.